Greetings, welcome to Combe TV. So good to see you piling back in again. Episode 60. I can't believe that. I had hoped to do a special event for this one, and I've got one planned that I'm really looking forward to doing, but I've just been so manic and unwell a little bit as well that I didn't get the chance to sadly set it up. So apologies. That it's just me. It's just a preview, but hey, it's a preview of a fantastic meet. I hope you're all well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to episode 60. Let's have a look. Who's coming in? Drewster won the the race. Evening, mate. Good to see you there, buddy. Chris Pearson, good evening, folks. Evening, mate. And Craig Cook, hello, mate. And is it this weekend you're at Pembury? I can't remember now. Good luck if it is, mate, and enjoy it. Chris Mason, our very own medic. Good evening, all. Hope you're feeling better, Dawsey. I am, thank you. For those of you who didn't know, is that I went over to Germany to do the live stream of the Creventic 24-hour series race over there. And I managed to get COVID. I'd managed to avoid it until now, but I got it while I was over there or on the flight back or something, and I was very, very ill. But yes, I'm all good now, thank you, mate. I'm just overworked, trying to catch up now. But speak quietly because you're trying to watch Le Mans qualifying. That's fine, mate. You know me. I always speak quietly, so it's absolutely fine. No problem at all. I'll be quiet as ever. Oops. Hey, I'll be quiet every time I take a sip of my drink, mate. That's one thing I can guarantee you. Let the evening be gin. Le Mans qualifying, eh? One day, I'm really hoping I can get over there. I just can't wait for the possibility of being part of a team over there on the mic. It just looks brilliant, doesn't it? And typical, I'm colliding with that. That's a shame, but yeah, there we go. Tim Perry, good evening, all. Dilly dilly. Wow, as soon as you said it, mate. Dilly dilly, indeed. Bottoms up and all that. Hey. Ready for an action-packed weekend. It's gonna be, isn't it? I'm not with you for this one. I'm actually at Brands Hatch for the American Speed Fest, the Euro NASCARs and the pickups and the legends and the silhouettes and the Bernie's V8s, things like that, and the monster trucks. Our very own Tony Dixon. I think we can lay claim to Tony Dixon, can't we? In Swamp Thing, he's going to be there as well. There's going to be all sorts going on. So yeah, sorry guys, I'm missing this one. It's the only one I'm missing this year. I'm back for the rest of them, but I'm still doing the preview of the show, even though I haven't even had to prepare for it. I still have prepared for it as though I was commentating. So hey, that's love. Gin Chris, says Nigel Forrest. Again, seems you insist, mate. I will. Hello, mate. Good to see you. I'm up with you guys up at Alton Park. Oh, when is it? Tail end of August. It is tail end of August. I should have been there for 2 events, but I got pulled away onto another one by MSVR. But I'm there end of August, so I can't wait for that. Good to be catch up with you guys. Pete Spiller, hello, mate. Evening, Dawsey. Tough choice tonight. Look at your pretty face. Or go to the pub for food. Well, hopefully, mate, at least I've put you off your food so you don't need to leave now. That's what this is all about, mate. Put you off your food so you don't need to leave. You're going to watch it. Well, you watch it back, one or the other, I know, mate. Good to see you, buddy. Justin Holloway says, evening all. Mr. Weeks, evening all, made it in time for once. Makes a blooming change, eh, mate? Whilst updating the Castle Combe Racing Club website. Don't do it too, I've got it open here. Actually, I've probably got everything printed out, so you're okay. But if you're going to take it down, let me know. I meant the website, by the way. Craig Cook, it's in 2 weeks' time. You're at Pembury with the Mighty Minis. Well, good luck for that one, mate. Darren Duffield says, happy 60th, dude. The show, for anybody who doesn't know, and in fact, that reminds me, I need to put that back up so I keep myself out of trouble. It's the show that he's referring to, all right? I'm not 60. It was just a tough paper round, all right? That's all it was. Good evening, Graham. He's obviously speaking to somebody else there. Keith Rain, hello, mate. Good evening, all. Our very own Kat as well. Evening, everyone. She's such a hard worker. Kat, you're a legend. You really are an absolute superstar. And we're all trying to do what whilst I mentioned about the fact that Kat's there. Please remember that November the 12th is the awards due. There's going to be something in the program this weekend as well. We're going to start promoting it. So exciting because it's not only the end of season awards due how it should be done, but it's also celebrating the I got one of those overworked brain frayed 70th +2 because it should have been 2 years ago. So we're still going to do it. It's at Bristol Aerospace or Aerospace Bristol, I think it is, sorry, under Concord. Honestly, it's amazing. We went and sussed out the room. Our tables are all going to be under Concord. If you get there early enough, you can go and have a tour through Concord as well, which is just incredible to do that. We're in the shadows of Concord. This place is big enough that we're going to have a big stage and we're going to have screen, we're going to have lights, full sound system. Hopefully we're going to get some of the race cars, some of the championship winning race cars and things like that into the hangar with us as well. It's going to be incredible, and it's not just for the winners and any other drivers that come, because we get plenty of other drivers that come along and their family and their mechanics and all that kind of stuff. It's open for everyone. Buy yourself a ticket, get down there, whether you're spectators, marshals, anything at all. If you've raced many moons ago, get down here. It's going to be an incredible event. I can't wait to host it. And Kat, myself, Cheryl, Karen, and of course Ken Davis, we're part of a committee trying to get this set up. We're really looking to take it to town. If anybody's interested in watching, by the way, give me a shout, because we've got various like sponsorship packages that are going to be available so that we can give publicity to companies or teams or whatever, and it's like get involved in the sponsorship for a welcomes drink package and this and that and the other, and there'll be lots of publicity for this, and we're going to go to town on social media and all sorts of things. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to see if we can get BBC involved in some way. I genuinely can't wait. 12th of November, Aerospace Bristol at Filton. Absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait for that one, as you could probably tell. Chris Mason, Joshua says, hello, Dawesy. Evening, Joshua. Hope you're well, mate. Good to hear that you're there watching. Lisa, good evening, Mr. Dawes. Hope you're feeling better. I am now, thank you. Get more gin into you. It helps. All right, Lisa. And again, thank you for your gin. It was absolutely beautiful, that gin. It really was. I'll get some more into me now. Dr. Lisa's orders, isn't it? Darren Duffield, looking forward to Saturday and Sunday now. You better be, mate. You better be. It's going to be amazing. Don't forget as well that Marcus at Cafe Bar H, he's putting on, what did I see? A Mexican van. And I'm assuming that's the food rather than a van with a Mexican or a Spanish accent. I'm assuming that's what it is. And there's talk of karaoke. Oh, jeepers. The old ones are going to be on that one, aren't they? And it's going to be a great festival party. I think they've got a whole load of ciders that there's going to be all sorts of offers, because, of course, ciders have a shorter, with it being fruit-based drink and all that, one of your 5 a day. They've got a slightly smaller use-by date or whatever, so he needs to get through them. Hey, if you're looking for an excuse, there it is right there. So get yourself down to the party overnight and everything as well. Graham Shepherd says, good evening all, Pembury next weekend. So you guys are disagreeing when it is. So Craig, that sounds like you're going to be there a week late if you're not careful. Or Graham, are you going to be there a week early? I don't know. Carl Olden, speak of the devil. I said about the karaoke superstars. Evening all, glad you're feeling better, Dawsey. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Bit pop and hiss, mate. You need a muff. I did have one, and it was here. I don't know where it's gone. Let me know if I do need to change to a different headset, because I think it might be either the cat's got it or it's somewhere else. But let me know if it's bad enough that I need to change this headset. I thought this was better audio quality than the other one I normally use, so I've obviously got that wrong. Problem is I can't hear it, so I have no idea what you guys are hearing. So let me know if it's not good enough. Stuart Tinker Taylor, good evening, Chris. It's a shame that we won't be hearing your commentary at Coombe. Thank you, mate. Bless you. Good luck at Speedfest from a Cant Softcore fan. The Fuffers will be there, mate. Don't you worry. Double headers, don't forget. So you'll be having a whale of a time. There's no question about that. I shall be back. What's the next meeting I'm there? July, Classic Sports Car Club. And I shall actually be over in Old Paddock for that one. Mark Werrell, who follows Classic Sports Car around more than me, he'll be in the main box for that one. I shall be over in Old Paddock, so that'll be quite cool. Get a different view this time. Oh, blimey. Sorry, guys. You are piling in. James Keeping. Keepo, evening all. Looking forward to the weekend. Good man. Glad to hear it. Graham Shepherd. Good evening, Craig. Hello, Dawsey. Hello, mate. I feel like I'm interrupting your and Craig's conversation, mate. I'm joking. You guys have all your brilliant conversations. It's great. I love it. I get to see it all, you see. Gerald, hello, mate. You're not on holiday at the moment then. Evening all, watching from the local tonight, having a cheeky pint. Hey, there's nothing better than a cheeky pint. It's even nicer than a normal pint, I find. Just don't start singing Cheeky Girls, all right? Tim Perry, well done, Mr. Spiller. What, for the fact that he's disappearing? That's not well done. Ben Hindle, evening all. When are we going to see you back out, Ben? Come on, we got to see you back out racing, mate. Elliot Harris, hello, mate. Good evening, everyone. Jamie Peters Ennis, evening. Having to miss this weekend, but we'll be back for Classic Sports Car Club meeting with the Sussex Road and Race Minis. I saw you from afar, didn't I, at Brands Hatch the other week for Classic Sports Car Club. The mighty 300 brake horsepower Mini Clubman will be out in the turbo tin tops too. Yeah, the first. I forgot now, Jamie. You keep telling me, is it the first or the only? I think you said it's the first Clubman race car, Mini Clubman race car in the world, and it's really, really cool to see. It does stand out. Justin Holloway, doing my first race with Castle Combe Racing Club in the Hot Hatch and Saloons Open. Okay. Having a mild panic, having looked at the lap times, please be kind to me. Everybody's kind at Combe, Justin. Don't you panic, mate. That's the whole point, is that it's good fun. It's a very welcoming. That's why Combe TV exists. Remember that this came out. We're on show 60. And Tom Davis made, or Tim as I used to call him, made a really good comment that how incredible that we're at episode 60 from a drunken idea. And that's really what it was. We kind of all went, oh, wow, this is a confusing and scary time when we went into lockdown. And it was a drunken idea, and we just went, let's give it a go. You guys don't let me stop now, have you? It's brilliant. I love being with you when we do these. So, thank you guys for everything, all your support of Combe TV. And this shows you, Justin, it is a wonderful bunch of people at Castle Combe. It always is, always will be. James Keeper said, Dad wants to go to awards evening as he lived at the end of the runway and watch Concorde first flight from Filton fly over his house. That's a lot of F's in there. But wow, that's amazing. He's definitely got to go to that one, mate. Definitely got to go. It's just going to be such an incredible evening. And I've got a feeling, and we got to sort this one out, but there was discussions. Roger Tello from the Mighty Minis was saying that there's, I'm trying to remember the story. It was something about a guy that raced a Mini, and he was a pilot of Concorde, possibly even that one. I can't remember. And sadly, the only reason he stopped is he had an accident racing his Mini, and it put him out of action. That's the story as I vaguely remember it, and I'm hopeful we can possibly grab him on stage and have a few words. I mean, what a great addition that will be, and the irony of it as well. Solly, Brian Soul, evening, just setting up at Combe. Good man, that's what I like to see. What are we on Wednesday? So presumably you guys are all testing tomorrow there. Fantastic, that's what I like to see. John Ford, hello, mate. Evening, Dewey. Crikey. That's a new one. We got to get you on at some point, Mr. Ford, because we want to talk to, and some of your colleagues as well. We want to talk about the rescue and all of those kind of things. It'd be good to catch up. Matt Coyle, the saloon car coordinator. Good evening, everyone. Chris, can't believe it's been 60 episodes. I know, mate. Thank you for you and Tom Davis. Can't wait for the weekend. I know. I was so tempted to try and convince him to come on for a special show, but circumstances mean it's not an option. The irony as well I found out the other day is that people say that I look like Tom Davis, the comedian and actor. And when I was over in Germany, Ben Constanduris was even making the point that apparently I even laugh like him as well. So there we go. The irony was we had Tom Davis and Tom Davis lookalike on the show. Thomas, hello, mate. Evening, Dawesy. Evening, mate. I can't believe that Nathan Ward has got you to wear Dayglow yellow socks now instead of the usual pink. I reckon it should be one of each. That's what you got to go for, mate. One of Nathan's, one of yours, because that's, you got to keep your brand going as well, mate. The Herminator, evening all. Can't wait for Saturday and Sunday's racing. Good, man. Good to see it sorted, because you had problems from memory last time, didn't you? So good to see that you'll be back. Craig Cook says, should be down Combe this weekend. Good, man. 18th, 19th of Pembrey. Looking forward to seeing Steve ride out races Mini. Joe Hathaway, evening all. Love the fact that you're all piling in with your comments. Apologies. I hope you don't mind that we're taking this time to go through. I love catching up with you all. So good evening, Joe. I don't know what you're replying to there. Sorry, Chris. Only all good, mate. Only a tiny. My headset. Sorry. Okay, just let me know if I need to. Adam Sennington says summer action this weekend. If it is, bugger, I'm in Oxford. It's not Summer Action Day. That has been and gone. I was supposed to be on the mic for that, and that was one that I had to bail out on with the COVID. So Summer Action Day's gone, but it's the Summer Spectacular. So it's a 2-day race meeting, not the Action Day. That's been and gone. Good. Sound is good here. Thank you, mate. Dave Spiller says, trust me, Chris, nothing will put Pete Spiller off his food. You're allowed to say that, mate. I'm not. I daren't say something like that. You know me. I play it cool, Trig. Play it cool. Dan Williams in his Mini evening all can't wait for Saturday, and I'm entered in for the Saloons versus Hot Hatch on Sunday. Good man. To chase Mr. Spiller down. Good luck. Ben Hindle says, I might get out in July, but we'll be in the Hot Hatch, not Saloons. That's fine, mate. We want to see you back out there racing. That's the key thing, Ben. It'll be brilliant to see. And long may it continue, Mr. Dorsey. I can't remember what you said that to now, but thank you, mate, anyway, because I know that would have been lovely coming from you. James Keevan says, can we fire up those Olympus engines? Trust me, mate, we won't want to. It's in the hangar with us, literally closed in the hangar above us. We won't want those engines fired up. Crikey, that's a terrifying thought. Jamie, thank you, mate. You're confirming it was the first Mini Clubman to race anywhere in the world where it broke cover in 2019. There's another one in existence since, but ours is the only one actively competing Clubman at the moment, as driven by Petrol Ped. Fair enough. Oh, hello, mate. Alan Hamilton. Dilly, dilly, mate. If you insist, I will. Dilly, dilly. Team Hamilton testing tomorrow. Good man. We haven't seen you out yet, have we, at all? So that'd be brilliant if you're out testing. Let me just remind myself, because I've got the entry list. I haven't even had a chance to look at them yet because I've been so busy. Good. You are on there with your Westfield. Good man. Fingers crossed we'll see you out. That would be good to see. Thomas, he says, I'm only there Saturday. Got some revision to do because I have an exam on the Monday. Gutted. Good man, good man. Good to see your commitment, buddy, for both. The fact that you're still going to be on the Saturday, but you're committed to your studies is worth it, mate, I can tell you. Ian Cowley, good evening, Chris. Looking forward to my third outing of the year to Combe. Can't wait for the Mini 7 and Miglia races. In particular, happy days. Absolutely, you'll love it. And there's some pretty incredible names that are out there. Don't go looking now because we'll be talking about it, but just suffice to say that the entry lists are on the Castle Combe Racing Club website now. No running off for it, mind. But suffice to say, Andrew Jordan's going to be racing. Let me have a look. Mike Jordan, his dad as well, is in the 7s. The Miglia is Andrew Jordan's there. Endaf Owens, Kane Astin, Aaron Smith is leading the way. Rupert Death, Jeff Smith. You remember the ex-touring car race that had that terrible accident up at Croft. Going great guns again. Andrew Jordan won the championship last year, but so many of these guys. I mean, I commentated on these at Silverstone earlier this year already. Absolutely incredible. And then in the 7s, as I say, you've got Mike Jordan, Joe Polly. Just so many amazing drivers in this. We'll have a look at that fairly shortly. Steve Rideout, we heard Somerset's own Steve Rideout. Ben Seafried from Yeovil was actually one of our instructors at the Castle Combe Racing School. He's out there racing as well. Hopefully. What did he have at Silverstone or not have? He didn't have, was it the headlight or the brake light or something? So it's like, dude, come on, get it sorted, man. Let's get you out there. Thank you, Craig. This is lovely. It was an absolute pleasure sharing the comms box with you on my first Mighty Mini outing. And thank you so much. Learned so much. Legend. Can't wait for the final round to do it again. Ditto, mate. Well done. And I think you're with Ian Salmon at Pembrey. So that'll be good as well for you, mate. Definitely. So lap it all up. Your passion will carry you through. I can tell you, buddy. You'll be great on the mic. Lulu says, evening all. Let's go spectacular. Yeah. Summer spectacular, baby. We got to. Dave Baggy Milepass. Good evening, Dawes, and everyone associated with Castle Combe. That's very formal, Dave. Crikey. Hope everyone is okay and looking forward to a weekend of racing. Hell yeah. Tim Perry, long may Combe TV continue. Thank you, mate. Can't wait for it to hit episode 100 and beyond. Goodness me. I need to start getting I need to get a co-host again, I think, to be honest, as well, don't I? But I'm going to start getting some more guests on. I do apologize. It's literally, I've been so busy and unwell and things like that, and just struggling with a couple of bits and pieces. But I'm going to do a lot more. We'll get some guests going because that's cool. We really enjoy hearing from people within our favourite sport, don't we? Coombe related and otherwise. Lewis Bird, hello, mate. Evening all. Sorry I'm late to the party. Not for the first time, is it, Lewis? Let's not kid ourselves, mate. It's good to see you here, buddy. To see that you're out this weekend, I can't remember. We'll have a check in a bit. And Emma Maester says, "Where's Huey and Louie?" Yeah, well, Dewey's here. That's the main thing, eh? Craig said, "Love to help in the chat again, mate, on Combe TV." Absolutely, we'll look at that, and I think we may. I'm thinking of doing a sort of a bit of a rotation to sort of mix it up a little bit. Perfect timing. Lulu Tupu said, "What's on the list then?" And cars. It is cars. That's the list. If we start with two timetables in effect for this, and on the Saturday, it's all mornings. Qualifying. I do love this one, by the way. Nigel's put, "Never mind episode 100 to infinity and beyond." Absolutely, mate. So it's all qualifying in the morning. We start with the Hot Hatch series. Oh, sponsored by Motor. Has that started back up again? Then it's our Formula 4 championships. Both of those have got double headers, remember, on this weekend. Then it's the 750 Motor Club Mazda MX-5s, Mini Miglia, 750 Motor Club's Hot Hatch. I think they've got 3 races over the weekend, both of those 750 Motor Clubs. The Mini 7s, and then the Castle Combe Racing Club and the AMOC, the Aston Martin Owners Club GT Challenge. Then we go into a lunch break, which does include Hot Hatch Grid Walk. So for those of us that are here able to spectate, I know that quite a lot of you liked that when that's able to happen, that we'll get the Hot Hatches out on the grid and you'll be able to go out onto the starting grid during that lunch break, as long as there's no delays in the morning, of course, and wander around, have a check of it, and you know, see the cars, chat to them. It's cool being out on the grid, let's be honest. We do love that. And then we're into the racing. 9 races in total. The Hot Hatches, Formula Fords, the 750 Motor Club Mazdas have 1 race on that day, as do the 750 Motor Club Hot Hatch. So I think they've got 2 races each on the Sunday. Mini Miglia and Mini 7s have got 1 race on that day and 1 race on the Sunday. And just to round out the action is a 40-minute pit stop race for the Castle Combe Racing Club and the AMOC GT Challenge. Good question. James Keeping says, "Are they intending to bring the winner's car back at all?" I've got to be honest and say I'm not convinced they will, because I just can't see how it's doable anymore. I mean, this goes back to the day when there was like very few races in reality during the course of a day, and there was always that time to, you guys are like herding cats, you racing drivers, at the best of times, to try and get you together once you've finished and you're chatting with each other and everything, and to get you up on that winner's car from the Parc Ferme down the pit lane, around the circuit, and then back in again. We're trying to get the next race underway, sadly, so I'm not sure, James. There's a possibility we might get it that only, taking you from the Parc Ferme to the pit lane for the podiums. But to be honest, I think we're more likely to be doing those interviews because we get more time to speak to you guys. That's what we're really after. And I know the spectators want to hear from you guys. What happened? How did it go? All that kind of thing. However, Kat has said it's up for discussion, James. So you never know. I just, personally, I'm there sort of going, I love it. It was a key one. I know so many drivers love that. But it's just, I don't see how and when we can do it, and we wouldn't be able to interview you. So we'll see. We'll see. Lulu said weather's looking good though. Yes. It is, isn't it? When I was at where was I? Brands last weekend, and I looked at the weather report for the week later, and it was looking horrible. I looked today, and it's looking really good now, isn't it? So fingers crossed that will be the way we go this time. Just to quickly let you know, with regards to the 750 Motor Club races, a few notes that Josh Barrett was kind enough to let me know. Kipo said, think you need to get on the car with the winners then, Chris. Well, it wouldn't be me. It would be whoever's doing the interviews. And we have tried it. The problem we have, James, is that there is a massive spot where we lose the radio mic. It just drops out altogether. Crikey, I've done it where at the Autumn Classic, where we have the classic open top bus going round and interviewing the drivers on the top. So cool. But there was just massive bits where we just had to all sit down and go, well, let's wait until it fires back up again. And then the commentators have to wait for that to happen and then hand back again. And so it's a bit tricky, but as Kat says, it's up for discussion. Watch this space. Just don't get your hopes up just yet, mate. So Josh Barrett, because you've got Ian Salmon in the main box, Josh Barrett in 2, and Clive Woodward's going to be doing the interviews over this weekend. But Josh and Ian, of course, they are resident commentators for the 750 Motor Club, so they'll know all about this. And he sent through, reference the PBS Brakes Hot Hatch Championship. We should, he reckons, reach a capacity grid for the Hot Hatches there for rounds 5, 6, and 7 of their championship. Category is split into 3 classes based on power to weight ratio. 2016 champion Paul Jarvis in his Citroen Saxo leads the way after an unbeaten run in Class B. Reigning 3-time champion David Drinkwater, fresh from competing in the Nürburgring 24 Hours, as you do, Nürburgring 24 Hours, back into the 750 Hot Hatches. 2 weeks ago, is close behind from Class C with his BMW Compact. Overall race honours at Croft and Silverstone were shared between Honda Civic racers Phil Wright and Ryan Polly, and they should be the ones to beat again this weekend. So keep an eye on those guys. The Switch MX5 Cup by 5 Club Racing, headed by Ben Abbott, and by just 2 points on net scores over George King in the category for Mark 1 MX5s. They shared the victories at Silverstone. I believe King might have to miss this meeting as he also competes in the Ligier European Series, which is a support category to the Le Mans 24 Hours this weekend. Incredible, isn't it? Ben Short won all 3 races at Croft but missed Silverstone. However, he leads on adjusted scores. He'll be tough to beat this weekend on one of his favourite circuits. Remember that. Ben Short's a favourite circuit. The 3rd race of the weekend will see a partially reversed grid, so it'll be one not to miss. So there we go. In terms of the Sunday, then we move on to the Castle Combe Racing Club Hot Hatch Series and the Formula Fords are all done and dusted on the Saturday, qualifying each and 2 races each. Onto the Sunday, we get the Castle Combe Racing Club Saloon Car Championship, GT Championship. We're joined by the Welsh Racing Drivers Association. Good to see them back again. That is really cool. And a Saloons versus Hot Hatch Challenge. Free reign on the tyres, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be really interesting. Whilst, of course, we've got another race for Mini 7s, another race for Mini Miglia, 2 more for the 750 Motor Club Mazda MX-5s and the 750 Motor Club Hot Hatches. Incidentally, he says, trying to make sure that I've got that printed out. I'm sure I did. Kat let me know that in the GT Championship, a benefactor, it's very secretive, isn't it? Hey? Makes me feel a need for a drink. It's very secretive. Benefactor. Who's Ben? So I could hide that rubbish joke by having a drink then. He's given £100 cash prize to each GT class, so £600 in total, which will be aggregate over the weekend. So the aggregate of the 2 races, the GT, so the Castle Combe Racing Club GT Championship races, the winner from each class will be done on aggregate over the 2 races. So each class, one of you is going to get £100. So Alan Hamilton, for example, you said you're out there testing. You got scope to win £100 back, mate. Thank you to the benefactor, whoever the secret benefactor is. I have suspicions on who it could be, but I couldn't possibly say. And thank you anyway, no matter what. And I'm sure that the GT drivers, it's just nice to be able to have something like that. So that's an added element that we've got for the GTs. I know that we're sort of struggling a little bit on the numbers for that, but the motivation, the desire is still there, including from us on the spectator banks, isn't it? We really want to see the GTs going really, really well. It's interesting though, because there is impacts across the country. There was a few that broke their cars at Brands last weekend. Have just gone, oh, that's it. I can't do any more. So guys, please keep coming. We love the racing. We've all got our favorite drivers, our favorite cars. You get in the paddock now, you can see them. Everything. All the drivers are saying how lovely it is in the paddock again now that everybody can get up. And if you haven't done it yet, get in there, go and speak to them, because they don't bite. Or if they do, it's just a lovely little nibble. I don't know. I'll have another drink then, shall I? Right. In no particular order, other than that it's what they were printed out at. We have the 750 Motor Club Hot Hatches, and it is a big old mix. We got a whole load of Civic Type R's, masses of them in here actually, and ones that just say Honda Civic as well. Ford KA, Renault X85 Clio, Peugeot 205, Will Self's entering in this one, Fiesta ST of Dan Williams, with a couple of Clios, Saxos, BMW Compact, Vauxhall Corsa. Good few Saxos as well, so it's brilliant to see. But in terms of numbers, crikey, I should have counted this one up. Suffice to say, that's that's the 750 Motor Club entry list. I mean, that is healthy. How cool is that? That's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Tim Perry says, "Oh dear, Mr. Dawes. Listen, mate, you don't expect anything more from me. That's the best I can do." Oh, hello, mate. Andy Lawrence. I'm a little late to the party. Gin. Nice of you to be here, mate, from Bristol Motor Club. Still gutted that I won't be joining you on the mic for the sprint this year, and I think that's my fault rather than you guys. Well, you guys probably didn't want me anyway, but I think I'm somewhere else when the meeting's on. Sadly, I've loved it, really, really loved it, and still appreciative of being asked for that one. The MX5 Championship. Let's have a look. Yeah, Josh was right. King's not on there, but still, again, a fantastic. I'm not expecting you to read that, by the way. There's not a test later. It's just to give you an idea. The numbers are good. Welsh Racing Drivers Association, Sports and GTs, or Saloons and GTs, I think it is. Andy says, it's us. We didn't book you in time. See, that's made me worry now, mate. My mind goes, yeah, they didn't want me. I get it. I understand, mate. The Welsh Racing Drivers Association. We got a couple of KAs, Alan Smith and Russell Haggerty, Ginetta G40 of Gareth John, Renault Clio Todd Garner, Wayne Spiller and his Mazda RX-8. How cool. Renault Clio of Colin Dunn, Honda Type R, a Honda Type R. That's nondescript, isn't it? Take your pick. Which one? Andrew Williams, Ford Fiesta of Verity Banks, Rover BRN of Andrew Barron, couple of Renault Clios, Rodney Teague and Tyrone Dowsell, Westfield SE of Damien Longotano, Darian T90 of Derry Davis, Chris Everall. Good to see Chris is going to be out there in his Ginetta G50, where Chris is normally online, but he's not here, and a Corrado of Fabio Laffarelli. So that would be good to see. 1000cc VW Corrado. That can't be right. 998cc. I'm sure Corrados are more than that. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Maybe it's a classic or it's just a typo. Who knows? So that's those guys. That's really cool. Lewis Bird says, unfortunately, I've had to withdraw because of some unforeseen circumstances. Sorry to hear that, mate. Hopefully you're going to be there to watch it, and look forward to catch up with you soon, mate. Garrett Lush, Mr. Dawes. Hey, sorry, mate. I couldn't resist it. Couldn't resist it at all. Craig says, great to see the amount of drivers in the 750 Club. Absolutely. Still brilliant. And Lulu says, we love full pages. My old man's watching. Love it. Hi, son. Your mum and I might be away on holiday, but I couldn't miss tuning in to say, keep up the great work. Proud of you. Great racing to all, Dad. Cheers, mate. Hope you guys are having a fabulous time. And chin chin, dilly dilly, and all that. Oh, Andy Lawrence has said that Corrado, is it a bike engined one? An X oval? Could be, mate. It could be. You could be right, because it is lovely to see all the weird and wonderfuls in that one, isn't it? Castle Combe Racing Club Saloon Car Championship. Good to see Rob Ballard's going to be back out in his Megane, and Harrison Chamberlain. Good to see that is now confirmed as a Class A, because it kept sort of bouncing back and forth. Dave Spiller in his TT. Crikey, that boy's getting even quicker in that car, isn't he? Just master those starts, Dave, and you'll be an absolute weapon in that thing. Tony Hutchins in his TT. I've got a feeling he's going to come back, because Dave Spiller and Tony Hutchins in their pair of white TTs, thanks guys for making them identical, were having such an incredible fight in the first weekend. Then on the last one, Tony was like going, oh, he's just getting too quick for me. Tony ain't going to hang around for that one, I don't think. Adam Preble, though, the main man, he's there for the Vauxhall Astras, in his Vauxhall Astra, sorry. And in the championship standings, by the way, it's James Keeping, who is down. Keepo, last year's champ, is leading away again on 31 points. Tony Hutchins second on 26. Then third is then Anthony Weeks, who's working on the website as we speak, on 24. And then there's two drivers on 23 points, Dave Spiller and Lee Waterman, the Class C driver, and then Adam Preble, after a DNF, in fact, from memory, wasn't it a DNS? Didn't even start for the second race on the WRDA race event. But in the other two events, race win and fastest lap. So he's going to be looking to nail this double header, get another 22 points on the book. And that would double his tally. So, that's going to be his aim, isn't it, there? And try and hunt down James Keepo, who's got 3 victories and 1 fastest lap. So that shows that he's not getting it all his own way there, is he? Matt Parr got one of the fastest laps. Sadly, was a DNF and had some bad luck. And I think he's in Le Mans 24 Hour. Yeah, he is. He's over at Le Mans at the moment with his dad. Have a great time, guys. And James Blake, of course, in the first race. That was a great job that he did it in his MG. So that's the championship standings in that one at the moment. But whipping through. Let's have a look. Oh, hello. Emma, our very own Emma Strawford. Evening, everyone. Late on parade tonight. Birthday girl, of course, the other week, wasn't she? Absolutely amazing. Joe Hathaway says, unfortunately, I have also withdrawn from the hot hatches due to the terrible misfires still unresolved after a mixed emotion test day on Monday. Oh, mate, I'm gutted for you. That is a huge shame. Sorry to hear that, mate. My dad says, happy 60th show, son. You've done Castle Combe proud. Thank you, mate. It's the family, isn't it? We're all together as a family. And I hope you're sat having, what will it be? What will you have? You'll have a glass of white wine, I reckon you'll have now, Dad. Mum will have a tonic water. Roger and Master probably there as well, enjoying the sunshine. Got the Barbie on, or what's the time? 7:45. You've probably finished the Barbie now, haven't you, mate? But thanks, Dad. Love you guys to pieces. So yeah, Adam Preble also in Class A. Tom Cook in his Mini Cooper. Jack Bolton in his VW Golf Mark V. He says, of course, I got it right. See, it was a nice chilled bit of white wine. It was either that or red, and I went for the white. Jack Bolton in his Mark V Golf, Grant Motorsport run car. Keepo, of course, still proudly running that number 1A Keepo and leading the championship at the moment. Stuart Hignall in his Citroen Saxo in Class C. Remember that Stuart had an absolute cracking event in the early stages. The WRDA weekend, absolutely brilliant. And keep that one going, Stuart. It's brilliant to see. John Lannon, great to see him back in his Saxo, the Rock Valley Automotive Racing run Saxo. I'm thinking we're going to see Rock Valley Automotive out. Big Nath might be out in a Mini as well, I'm hoping. I probably should have. Or is it? Oh no, maybe it's I can't remember whether it's this one or Classic Sports Car Club that he's going to be out in that. Mark Sutton, previous champ, of course, don't forget, in his MG. James Blake back in his MG. Lee Waterman, he's out in his MG as well. He's been going great guns as well. And Anthony Weeks in Class D in his Citroen Saxo. Fingers crossed you get a bit more luck this weekend, my friend. Emma's confirmed she's on, of course, on the French Red here tonight. I expected nothing less of you, Em. Same as you. You'll be surprised to know that I'm on the gin. And there you go. You on the red, Dad on the white, and he says, cheers, Emma. Of course, as I say, on the Sunday, we've also got this Saloons versus Hot Hatch Challenge. I wouldn't be surprised to see this grow, actually, although they're supposed to get your entries in early. And again, I need to say this to you guys, by the way, is that for those of you who are late with your entries, I know that at the last race meeting, I was chatting to the girls in particular that have got to administer all this. It is a nightmare for them, really, really hard. And we need to get your entries in a lot sooner than that, because so much work is involved behind the scenes to get you in and entered. And once we get to race day, of course, they're trying to run a whole host of things behind the scenes. They're so swamped. There are discussions that either it might have to get to the point that says we can't take late entries, or there's an extra fee on for late entries, a little sort of penalty, if you will, for it. So, please, guys, get the entries in. That's me speaking, by the way. That's not them. That's me listening to everything that's going on, and we really need to make sure we get your entries in as soon as possible. Tim Perry says, seen the launch of the Rock Valley Mini, looks amazing. It does, doesn't it? It really does. Emma Strawford says, cheers, Papa Dawes and all. That's cool. Lulu saying, AX Monster. You do like that Citroen AX, don't you? In the Saloon versus Hot Hatch open race, Benjamin Hart and his MG, Sean Govard out in his Citroen AX. So there you go. Justin Holloway out in the Renault Clio. We saw the comments from him for that one. Julian Fisher in his Fiesta. Ray Ferrari nut Ferguson. Doesn't put that anymore on his profiles, but I know he's still a Ferrari nut, so I will always call you that, Ray. Daniel Williams, good to see you out as well, mate, in this. In his Mini. Peter Wilkes in the Peugeot 106 GTI. The Hermanator, Matthew Herman in the Honda Civic FD2R, Mark Davies in the Citroen Saxo, Chaz Raz in the Civic, Paul Dickinson in the Mini, Darren Duffield. I knew you'd be out in this one, Duffers. Amelia Vincent. Oh, good. Amelia's out in this one as well in the Honda Civic. Joe Hathaway in the Citroen Saxo, but you've pulled out of that one, haven't you? Sorry to hear that, Joe. Sorry to hear Goose is working. Mate, you're missing both days. You're missing both days, Goose. That's a huge shame, mate. Oh, Pete Spiller is out in the Mini. So Papa Spiller is out in the Mini in that Saloon versus Hot Hatch open race. That's cool. I'm really looking forward to that. See, he's gone and disappeared up for dinner, so I'm not going to give it any more airtime, Mr. Spiller. Hope you're enjoying your dinner, mate. But it's great to see you'll be out racing. I'll hear all about it. You're lucky that I'm not commentating there, mate, because I'd give you a hard time. Kai Barker out in his Fiesta, and Andrew Williams to be confirmed in everything that he's out there in. The GT Championship, there is no hiding the fact that for whatever reason, this championship is a bit sparse this year. Still some amazing kit that we're getting out here, and long may it continue. Emma Strawford says, please do a parish notice. That's what me and Em call the notices that we say during commentary. Belated happy birthday to my brother from another mother, Rob Jones. And it is the two-wheeled, what they call the Radstock Rocket. And he's one of our bike instructors. His birthday was on the same day as Emma. So happy birthday to Emma. Happy birthday to Rob as well. So fabulous to see that. So in the GT Championship, Dylan Popovich is out in his Ginetta. Commentated on him last week in his Ginetta at Brands. He had an issue on the first race, but he got it sorted in the second race. Need to work on your starts though, Dylan, because he treated the rolling start like a safety car restart, and he backed off, bless him. But that was scary in itself. But he was looking really good once he got going. So that would be good to see in Class A. Class B, Ruben Taylor in his Peugeot 206 Silhouette, and Alan Hamilton. Fingers crossed that you go well tomorrow, Al, in the 56 Westfield. Class C, a whole host of cars. This is going to be a scrap for who gets the money for this one, though. Doug Watson in his Ferrari 458 Challenge. I hope he's going to be there because he was down to be out last weekend at Brands, but withdrew, as did his sons. They were supposed to be out as well. Jason Garrett in his BMW M3 GTR, cool. John Goldsmith in his Aston Martin N24. Jeremy Cook, he was out last week as well in the BMW E92 GT4. Oh no, that wasn't last week. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. But he was out. Mick Dwayne in his Ferrari 360 Challenge. Kevin Bird in his Porsche 991 Carrera Cup car. You're going to break my heart, aren't you guys? Because you're going to change that livery. If anybody saw their new car when they were out last race meet, the livery for me was amazing. Black and this really garish day-glow orange flashes on it. Looked incredible. But that was Charles Hyde Andrews Bird told me that this was what it was when they bought it, and it's not going to stay. So they're going to break my heart, and that's going to be different. But that is a weapon, that car. So looking forward to that. Chris Vinnell and Jamie Sturgis. Oh, Jamie Sturgis is here as well. So we've got 2 TCR cars in the Class D. Chris Vinnell in the Seat Super Copa, and Jamie Sturgis out in his Volkswagen Golf. Remember, ex-GT Championship champion as well. So it's great to see the Ram Air Filters driver back here for this weekend. So cool, some wicked cars there. I'm still hoping, with it being a double header, I've not seen. I know I was about to say I was hoping Lucky would be down, but he'll be at Snetterton in GT Cup, sadly. So we won't suddenly get a late entry from him. I don't know where Jazz is. Jazz Sapra, come on, Jazz. We want you out, mate. You're always racing somewhere. Ryan Lee Yakub, Summer Action Day was wicked. Glad to hear it, mate. No, I'm sure it was. That is so cool to hear. Oh, Emma's confirmed that my heart is broken. Livery changed back to white, so their usual colours. It's just all white at the back. They do go all white for their cars, don't they? So that Porsche's all white now. Chris Savage racing at Snetterton this weekend. So good to hear that, mate. Obviously, with your battle with cancer, so good to hear that you're out racing, mate. Best of luck and enjoy it, my friend. I'm at Snetterton with the Caterham graduates. Is it next month? I think it is, isn't it? Next month. So hopefully I shall see you there, buddy. Even if you're not racing, I know you're normally at the circuit for those guys, so that would be cool. Lulu, you like the cars in that GT Cup? I mean, the GT Championship there, the array of cars in that is just phenomenal, isn't it? Really. Tim Perry says, so with regards to Kevin Bird's Porsche, I love that livery, but need to make it his own. I know. They got to make it their own. I agree. It was just really cool. I loved it. Titch, hello, mate. Evening, Dawsey, says Jack Titch. Jack is a retired drifter, I call you now, don't I, mate? A retired drifter. Sadly, I know you'd rather be out on circuit, but he and I jump on the mic for the drifting, and he's now being taken on by Coombe for possibly half of the action days. And you stepped in, thank you, mate, when I had the COVID and I couldn't do Summer Action Day. You jumped in brilliantly, as always. So thank you, buddy. It's good to see it, and I love seeing that you're getting more and more work, mate. So well done. Ryan confirmed that Summer Action Day was his first time at Castle Combe. Oh, good to hear that, Ryan. I hope you enjoyed it, mate, and I hope it's the first of many. Get to the race days as well as the action days. You will love it. And Craig says, fantastic to see the GTs growing. Totally agree. And, hopefully, with the fact that there's cash prize up for grabs as well, we might see it grow even further again. Championship-wise, Doug Watson's leading the way on 19 points with his Class C Ferrari. In second place, Keith Butcher with his Audi R8, who's not out, interestingly. So Keith Butcher's not out with his Audi R8. Surely that's going to be a late entry from him. In third place on 14 points was Alex Fours. And, of course, that was a one-off for Alex, where he raced the incredibly quick Class B Caterham, if you remember. 2 wins, 2 fastest laps. Incredible driver. And, in fact, he was out in a Praga at Silverstone this weekend just gone. And he got... him and Jem Hepsworth did brilliantly well, and he got rookie award or something like that. Just a phenomenal racing driver that really needs a break, does Alex Fours. Absolutely incredible racing driver. He really is, and still a young man going through education. And 1 point behind him is Kevin Bird on 13. So now he's got that Porsche and he's getting used to it. He'll be, gunning for that championship, I have no doubt. And I know he's a massive advocate of the GT Championship, and he really wants to see it come good. I know that. Oh, bless you, Tits. He says, missed you dearly at Summer Action Day. Glad you're all good now. Thank you, mate. That's lovely. And yes, thankfully I am. I think the only thing I now seem to have kept is, what do they call it? Exercise-induced asthma, which is a real nightmare. I've actually got to use an inhaler before and after an exercise class, which is like, wow, where did that come from? Tim Perry says, I watched Bark TV from the weekend itself, and I think Jazz Sapra's grey BMW ended up with a suspected bent valve and had to use Brian Branson's BMW, so not sure he will be there. Unless Brian Branson brings his BMW, he does love a race as well, mind. They all have a great time together. I know I'm probably being a tad optimistic, aren't I? In terms of the Mini Miglias and the Mini 7s, I mean, first of all, again, you can see these online, but great entry list. So the black list there, that's the Miglias. So they are the 1300cc engines, whereas with the red header, if my dad's still watching, he won't have a clue. He'll go, there's colours on that page? He can't see him. He can't see him. He's colourblind, Your Honour. The red header is the 7s. Well, I say that, it's the 7s and the 7S class, and it's the Miglias and the Libras. The Libras are actually 1380. The Mini 7's 1000cc, although the 7S class is the 1300cc older cars as well. Absolutely amazing to see this. Some massive names. You genuinely, you are going to be in for a treat for these minis. There's just no question. And I guarantee what will happen is when these are out on the circuit, if they're able to, the other racing drivers in the paddock will be out at the edge, at the fencing, watching these guys. The racing is just phenomenal. It is back and forth incredibly. In terms of the championship standings, I didn't print anything out here. I did save the page. Oh, Jazz Sapra, he has just said, trying to get a car to get out. I told you he would. Jazz would race racing snails if that's all that was available. Good, man. We got to see you there. And my dad said, what are you on about, son? I can't see any colours. I'm over here, Dad. I love it. Craig Cook says, these are epic. It's BTCC-esque action. Cool. That was I had to take a run up for that sentence, Craig, but you're absolutely right. Right, let me jump to the mini championship because I did. He says, I hope it's still here. It's gone. I had it here. Right, let me try this then. The Mini 7s. The championship standings as they are, because it's all changed to what I last saw. Right. In the Miglias, it is Aaron Smith leading away on 116 points, Rupert Deef on 112 points, Jeff Smith on 106, and in a bit of a gap, Kane Astin, ex-champion, he's going to be trying to come up on 89 points. In the Mini 7s, one of my favourite young drivers, this kid, apologies, Connor, I shouldn't call you a kid, but as I'm in my 40s, I think I'm able to, but Connor O'Brien is just an incredibly talented driver, really is. He's run by Jeff Smith and Joe Polly and the team. Connor O'Brien, and he is a mechanic as well, and he gets his hand dirty and runs his and other cars as well. But he's such a quick driver. You wait till you see him in the 7s. Absolutely amazing. Joe Polly, who many of you will know of, Jeff Smith's girlfriend. Yeah, I think girlfriend at the minute, but certainly other half. They've been together for a long, long time. And just a brilliant driver is Joe Polly, and really waving that flag for female racing drivers, which is good to see as well. Graham Davis in third on 93, and then Mike Jordan's on 79. Honestly, Mike Jordan at Silverstone was incredible, absolutely incredible. So you are going to love those guys out racing. Honestly, absolutely phenomenal entertainment, and 3 races. No. 2 races. Sorry, 1 on each day. It's the 750s that got 3. So it's 2 races, 1 on each day, qualifying on the Saturday and 1 race, and then 1 race on the Sunday. Just strap yourself in, honestly. Absolutely incredible. Right. Castle Combe Racing Club Hot Hatch Challenge. Well, first things first, I can just say that. So we can do all right as well, our Hot Hatch. Jack Titch says, might pop in on my way through this weekend and check out the Summer Spectacular. Be good to see you. You won't see me, mate, sadly. I'm not on the mic for this one. I'm elsewhere. I'll just say elsewhere instead of keep saying where. Hope you got a glass of your finest tonight, mate. Would you expect anything else? Bonnet de douche rodders. Let the show begin. I'm hoping that the current Mrs. Dawes is looking, because she needs to see that that's getting a little bit low. But I don't know. The current Mrs. Dawes doesn't choose to, does she? But we'll see. Tim Perry understandably says, yay, fingers crossed, Jazz, you get something sorted. You know everybody will love seeing you out, Jazz, and I know you'll love racing no matter what. And it's a cash prize now if it's in the GTs, mate. Go for it. Understandably, Lewis Bird, having just gone, that's the Hot Hatches. He's gone. I'm gutted seeing that grid. I can imagine, mate. I mean, it is bumper, isn't it? Ian Callaghan, Renault Clio, Mike Wyatt in the Civic, John McMillan, Fiesta, Nick Gwinnett out in his Clio. Good to see Nick out. Julian Fisher in his Fiesta, Matthew Herman in the Honda Civic FD2R. Good. The Watson brothers are back in their Clios, Robert and Ben. Kelly Williams-Janes back out in the Fiesta. That's good to see. Lewis Clark in his Fiesta as well. Great to see Lewis out. Jonathan Fish in his Clio. Corey Wolfrey in a Clio. Kai Barker in the Fiesta. Benjamin Hart MGZR 1800. Sean Govard in his very rapid Citroen AX that I know Lulu will be happy is out there. Ray Ferguson out in his MGZR. Amelia Vincent as well in the Wiltshire College and University Centre run MGZR. Jake Olden. Great to see Jake back out there racing. That's so cool. That assuming, by the way, Jake, is after you've done the Saturday night's karaoke and everything else. I've heard that you were a demon last time. Peter Wilkes in his Peugeot 106. Lewis Bird, obviously we've heard he's not out there in the Saxo now. Sean Deacon in his Peugeot 106. Adam Wilkes in his Peugeot. So we got a pair of Wilkes. Joe Hathaway, we also know is withdrawn as well. Steve Waite in a Mini Cooper. Mike Good. Good man. So Mike Good's going to be out in his Corsa. He's moved that over to the Hot Hatches at the moment instead of the Saloons, but he'll still be in his boy band boots, I dare say. Dan Williams out in his Mini Cooper S. I say that. Should I say Dan or is it Daniel? I know that you were watching earlier. Is it Dan or is it Daniel? I'm never sure. I just know that if I'm called Christopher, I panic. There's like a Chris-shaped hole in the door because I'm in trouble. That means normally with the current Mrs. Dawes or the current Dad Dawes is looking. Hey, mate, I can't trade you in. You stick in that role, mate. You can't get out. You tried when I was at uni, but you can't get out of it, mate. You're locked and loaded, brother. Paul Bird in his Mini Cooper. Simon Fisher in his Cooper. A whole host of Coopers, of course, in Class E. Tim Daffin. Paul Dickinson. Darren Duffield. James Campher. Adam Bird. Gary Franks, loads of Class E minis. This is brilliant to see. John Barnard out in the Clio. That would be cool. Joe Dorrington out in his Civic and Gary Preble out in his Civic as well. So that would be wicked in the Hot Hatches. I reckon a few of those might be out in the Hot Hatch and what have you. Chris Mason has just sent me a photo, a webinar and the show. You're a legend, mate. See, Pete Spiller could have had me on whilst in the having his pub grub, couldn't he? Eh? Jeepers, Mr. Spiller. Call yourself committed. What's that all about? So we look forward. I mean, what an amazingly eclectic mix in the Hot Hatches, and as I say, there the Class E, which is all the minis. That's a great fight. Oh crikey, the current Mrs. Dawes must have been watching. She's got a scary look on her face though. Hang on, hold it, love. Thank you. Thank you, current Mrs. D.
You're welcome.
I do pay for it later, by the way, as in I get, tomorrow I'll have black eyes and everything. Bless her. Craig Cook says, okay, mate, I got some revise to do for Pembury. Just want to say congratulations on the 60th episode. Raise you a glass for many more. Enjoy brands, and I shall, Ian Soman and the drivers over the weekend, meet up with after shall. Okay, I got you, mate. I know what you meant. Right, on to the Castle Combe Racing Club Formula Fords. Again, cracking looking grid on that as well. I love it in the fact that Emma says evening, Claire. She's gone now, but she'll say evening to you as well, Emma. She always does. Chris Mason says, I've seen fish bowls smaller than that. I've just got a little hand, mate. I should have asked her if it was the same gin. You know, you don't like to mix your gin, do you? And Tim says, cheers to Mrs. Dawes. Absolutely. Right. Formula Fords. It is looking really good. And there's something I just want to draw your attention to. When we look at the GTs, just as an example, Saloons as well, I guess, to a certain extent. Do you remember when these Formula Fords were in single figures in the championship? That's not something that we were able to change because the Formula Fords are the Formula Fords. You know, you can't suddenly go tweaking all of the regs and things like that. It happens. I can tell you from where I commentate across the whole country or Europe or whatever else, it ebbs and flows. It is the nature of the beast, especially at the moment. There's so much crap going on, as we all know, and you know, love and support to you all with whatever challenges you're all facing at the moment, and everybody's will be slightly different. It's the way. But this has come back. Look at that grid in the Formula Fords. It has come back, and it's been this now for what, 2-3 years that we've had these great grids. Luke Cooper, the double champion, can he get his third? Nigel Dolan in the Class A car, Vincent J, Felix Fischer, bless him, he so deserves a championship, doesn't he, Felix Fischer? Tom Hawkins, Kieran Atwood. Kieran, I tell you what, Kieran Atwood has been an absolute revelation for me this year. Really talented young driver. And I know his mum is a huge supporter of him, but genuinely, Kieran Atwood, incredible racing driver. I'm pretty sure that we awarded him driver of the day on the last race meet, and he nearly got it the race meet before that as well. Brilliant, brilliant racer. Stephen Billett, Alicia Hamlin, James Colborne, Ben Mitchell, and Bob Hawkins, all in Class A. Class B, Nathan Ward. We all know the class of Nathan Ward. You know, double, 2 on the bounce Class B champion. He's trying to go for the hat trick, and it's looking like I don't think anyone can stop him. Sean Macklin, Paul Mason. Great to see Paul Mason and Paul Barnes still going great guns in their cars. Sam Street, James Rose, all in Class B. And then in Class C, Michael Phillips, Richard Earl, David Cobbold, and the ever-present Stephen Bracegirdle, all out in their Formula Fords. In terms of the championship standards for the Formula Fords at the moment, leading the way overall is Felix Fischer, but level on points with Josh Fischer. The brothers are leading the way. Now, the bad news is at the moment, Josh Fisher's not on the list. Now, surely he's not going to let that go when he's tying with his brother at the moment. The rivalry between those two, if you've watched the races so far, you know how incredible the racing has been. But I know Josh has got his hairdressers and family and all that as well. As Felix, of course, has his young family as well. But I have to say is that I don't think anyone would begrudge Felix winning a very well-deserved championship if he does it. He has so far 1 win and 3 second places and 3 fastest laps out of the 4 races. So he's on 86. But Josh Fisher's got 3 wins and what would that be? 4th place in the opening race and 3 wins and 1 fastest lap. Luke Cooper still chomping at the bit, just on 74 points. And you know, he's just there, always going. With Kieran Atwood, as I said, just back a little bit further on 68, so only 6 points behind Luke Cooper in the overall standings. And Nathan Ward might be a Class B car, but he's sat there in 5th place in the overall championship on 59 points, and David Cobbold just behind him. Class A, Felix Fischer, Josh Fischer, Luke Cooper. Although I need to check that because it's showing 42 points for Felix Fischer, 43 for Josh in 3rd. So, Kat, if you're watching, you need to look at the Class A standings in the Formula Ford Championship. Luke Cooper in 3rd. Class B being dominated by Nathan Ward, 52 points. Sam Street on 34. The real shame is that we were going to have Richard Higgins in a Class B car this year, but it just hasn't gone well. I think he got COVID, I think, that kept him out, and I hope he's all right. Class C being led comfortably by David Cobbold at the moment. Class D by Ben Mitchell. We've got no Class D cars actually this time, sadly. Yeah, Emma's confirmed. No Alan Slater, but he will be back. That's a shame. I absolutely adore his Nike, as he knows. And I love it because I always say what a beautiful car it is. And he's always so appreciative of the respect being given to his car, which I think is really nice. That shows how much love he has for it, which is cool. Right. John Ford says, Dawes, you spelled correct this time. At some time, we need a chat. You need to know the difference between rescue and recovery. I try to say both when I remember. You can always find me at Avon Bridge drinking tea. I just show up to look good. I don't know what to say to that, Mr. Ford, but I know. Sorry, mate. Rescue, recovery. I tried to cover all to keep myself out of trouble, but you know I mean it. You know it. So that is the Formula 4's cracking looking grid for that one. Remember, double header as well, so it's an important time for them. That leaves the only thing left to look at grid-wise, and this is another one I'm hoping we'll pick up, especially if we see the likes of Jazz and crew. Brian, get Brian down as well, Jazz. You know, come and have a race. He loves a trophy, doesn't he? Honestly, one of the funniest things this year. It's so funny. Where was I? Thruxton for the Classic Sports Car Club, and Jazz and Brian Branson were there. And Brian got a trophy. I can't remember where he was, but obviously we therefore know he was in the top 3. And what happens with Classic Sports Car Club is that there is no presentations for 30 minutes. It's in their rules. They got 30 minutes, so they wait to see if anything needs to be looked at, sorted. I think it can be delayed if it needs to, but it was always a minimum of 30 minutes. And then they have, away from any sort of pit lane and podiums or anything like that, it's their own presentations. And Brian turns around and says, "Will I get a trophy?" And it was just so like a little kid going, "Will I get a trophy?" And I was stood there with him, and he looked me straight in the eye, and he knew what he'd said, and we just chuckled at the same time. He said, "A lolly, a sticker, something." He just wanted a trophy or something, and he, of course, he did. He finished in the top 3, but it was just so cool, and I just love seeing those guys. The passion they have for racing is just wonderful to see. So the Castle Combe Racing Club and the Aston Martin Owners Club GT Challenge. Dylan Popovic is out in his Ginetta, as is Chris Everall in his G55 version. So that's a 6.2 compared to a 7-litre of Dylan Popovic. Doug Watson in Class C in his Ferrari 458 Challenge, as is John Goldsmith in his Aston Martin N24. Jeremy Cook in his E92 GT4 BMW. Kevin Bird in his Porsche Carrera Cup car. Oh, and sorry, let me go back a bit because there's second drivers in some of these. So John Goldsmith and Ben Short. You heard Josh say that it's his favourite circuit, and he's out in the MX-5s, but he's also going to be in this Aston Martin N24 with John Goldsmith. Tom Waterfield is out with Jeremy Cook in the BMW, and great to see this in the Porsche. Kevin is joined by his son, Charles Hyde Andrews Bird, another really rapid driver, as we know. So it'd be great to see him out. Chris Vinnell out in his Seat Supercopa TCR. Hopefully we'll get... who else was I thinking of? Of course, it's Jamie Sturgis. So hopefully we'll get Jamie Sturgis out in his TCR as well. Mike Watson in his BMW M3 and Nigel Jenkins in a Ferrari 458 Challenge car as well. So hopefully, as I say, that will grow a little bit. But it's the Castle Combe Racing Club and the AMOC GT Challenge race. So there you go. That is everything. And Emma Brown joins us, the Formula Ford. Sorry to be late. Busy evening. The bad news, well, I say the bad news, it's good news for you, is that I think we're sort of getting towards the wrap-up stage now, in all honesty. So that is everything that we've got planned for this Saturday and Sunday, 2-day race meet, the Summer Spectacular. Contrary to what it says, if anybody looks on the Castle Combe website, it says, it's basically, I think it's copied and pasted from the action days where it says gates open at 9, trade stands in from 6:30. Well, of course, it's 8:30 gates open because the qualifying starts at 8:30, so you can come in there. If you see it say sold out, don't panic. That is just telling you that the pre-purchase is closed. You can't pre-purchase. You got to pay on the gate. But the good news is, yes, you can pay on the gate. Anybody can pay on the gate. You'll be there. Get yourself in. Remember, you can also get yourself into the paddock as well. It'd just be absolutely brilliant to see. Richard Ford says, "Hey Chris, sorry, feel like a bit of a gate crasher, but can't wait to get back there with Alex in the Caterham in July." So there we go, Alex Fords. That's Richard, is Alex's dad. Great, as you can imagine, a great supporter of his son in his racing as well. We look forward to that. I did mention about Alex earlier about the fact that he's doing, he's actually featuring so well in the Castle Combe GT Championship as it stands, ironically, at the minute as well. So we look forward to seeing him out in that. I think that covers everything. So we've talked about the fact that the GTs have got a cash prize this weekend, £100 per class for the aggregate winners over the 2 races. So it'll be worked out who gets that. The Marcus at Cafe Bar H is putting on a some Mexican food by the sounds of it, Mexican van. As I say, I think that's the food. And there's offers on cider. I think he's probably going to put some karaoke on the Saturday night. And of course, I know that some of you will be camping the other side of the circuit, like the Marshals in the Marshall campsite. I'm guessing that there's the spectators that I always used to do for many years, go and camp, sometimes behind quarry, sometimes along the sort of the S's. Get up there, but make sure you get into the paddock, because you can always walk round. I remember I used to walk round and join everybody in the paddock, and still, I just miss that. I really gutted that I'm not there for that as well as everything else, because it's such a lovely spirit at Castle Combe. It always is. Andy Abrams says, if I pop up the weekend, I get in for £15. Happy days. You're on the seniors now, are you, mate? I love it. And of course, don't forget, look in the program when you get it, and it'll give you the details. Register your interest for the awards due 12th of November in the shadows of Concord, and you can look around Concord. It's just going to be a special event. And equally, if you or any companies that you know interested or may be interested, or want to find out more about the sponsorship packages, and we've got a number of them that are there to sort of get involved and make sure we really publicize those organizations' name. It's it's a big deal, 70th anniversary, even though it's 70+2 thanks to the pandemic, but we're still going to do it. It's going to be such an amazing night. It spread out more, big stage, all that sort of stuff. So have a look at that, register your interest, and it'll be great to see you there. I think that's it for now. Watch this space. I'm hopeful that the next show I will have possibly 2 special guests. In principle, I've had agreed that they're going to come on, but we haven't firmed it up, and it probably would have made sense to have done it for this one, but I might do it for the next one with a bit of luck. Watch this space. We'll see. And then, of course, the next race meeting after that is 16th, 17th of July, when the Classic Sports Car Club are at the circuit. None of our local championships at that one. It is all-to-all Classic Sports Car Club, but I shall be on the mic over at Old Paddock for that one with Mark Werrell. And Josh Barrett, I think, is down doing the interviews for that one as well, which is cool. So for myself, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your company, guys. It really means a lot. And thank you for your support. 60 episodes. And do you know what? The only reason why we're going strong is because of your support. I didn't think in the new year that there would still be an appetite for it. And I'm humbled. Honestly, you wouldn't believe how humbled I am that there's still a desire there for it. And you know how passionate I am about the circuit, about you all, the racers, the marshals, the spectators, everybody who works there. It's really special. So thank you very much. Tim Perry says, well, can't wait. And they're both days in orange. Shame you're not there, Dawesy. Thank you, mate. But another good show, and look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye all. Dilly dilly. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. And dilly dilly, you're absolutely right. And I look forward to seeing you all there very soon.
Becoming a racing driver has never been easier with Castle Combe Circuit. Book your ARDS Novice Drivers Training course at the Wiltshire venue today. The easiest and quickest way into competitive on-track action.
Welcome to Castle Combe. My name's Alan Cooper. I'm the Chief Driving Racing Instructor here at this circuit. We're here today to do the Novice Driver Training course, often known as the ARDS course, which is the first way to start off and get your racing driving licence. So, no further ado, let's get on and show you what's involved.
So you've seen the format. Everyone here today passed their tests and now have their racing licence. Who knows? The next time I see them could be as I commentate on them in front of the usual packed house of racing fans here at Castle Combe Circuit. All you need to do to be next is to visit castlecombecircuit.co.uk and select Become a Racing Driver under the Racing tab. Becoming a racing driver is easier than you think with Castle Combe Circuit and Motorsport UK.